here we are, week 3 of our discussion. Now, the purpose of our discussion this week is to examine the reasons for the different versions that we've learned about for ICD-10. Now, the ICD-10 coding manual is published by the World Health Organization. We abbreviate that as WHO. Now, the WHO authorized that development and the adoption of ICD-10 to be used for purposes of the United States government. Now, all those modifications that we did, remember our United States version is called ICD-10-CM. That CM stands for our clinical modification. Now, we had to follow the World Health Organization's conventions when we did that clinical modification. So remember that those conventions you learned about in week 1. Now, the U.S. version of ICD-10-CM was developed following a thorough evaluation of an advisory panel, and it included physicians, physician groups, clinical coders, and other medical professionals because they wanted to ensure the correct use of this coding classification system and its clinical accuracy. So this week, you're going to talk about ICD-10-CM. Now, last week we talked about PCS. This week we're talking about ICD-10-CM. So you want to start out by explaining the purpose for using the ICD-10-CM in the United States. Number 2, how is the ICD-10 coding system used differently in other countries? Now, remember, the United States is one of the last countries to adopt ICD-10. So it's been in use in other countries for many, many years. Germany uses it a little differently than we do because they have a different modification. Australia uses it a little bit differently. So you'll want to do some research and find out how different countries use ICD-10 in their country. And then the third question is, which designated purpose for use in the United States do you think is the most valuable? And make sure you explain that answer. So you can look in your step-by-step textbook on page 25 at some of those uses of the way we use ICD-10 today in the United States. Now you want to make sure that you create a new thread and that you post that by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, we're on Eastern Standard Time, so it has to be submitted by then to be on time. Now, once you've done your initial post, you'll want to come back 2 other days and do a reply on each day, either to one of my posts. You know, I go in there and ask questions and prompt you to help you gain those points. So you'll want to look for those posts as well as your classmates' posts. And you're going to choose at least 2 of the following prompts in your reply post to your classmates. And now those are numbered. 1, when replying to your classmates, discuss the pros and cons of using ICD-10 coding system in the United States. Now remember and support your view when you do this. And then you'll come in another day and pick another one of these prompts to talk about with another student. This is the way you're going to gain points for your reply post. So make sure you use these prompts. A good rule of thumb would be to copy and paste these questions into your post. That way you're making sure that you answer each one of these in your initial post and at least one of these in each of your 2 replies. Remember, replies must be on separate dates, and our goal is that you come into this discussion forum and talk to us at least 3 separate times during that week. Now, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. My information's under Instructor Availability, and I'll see you in the classroom.